my goodness. Welcome to 2022, Jets fans. We are back in time with the flux capacitor in full effect. Welcome. I am Green Bean, and this is episode 132 of GreenBean's Jets Pod. Jeez Louise, everybody. That's right. You heard me say it. I'm sorry for cursing. I shouldn't say Louise. I understand. But man, oh man, is this an interesting beginning to what was supposed to be a magical season. Can I say the word magic? I'll tell you. We got division rivals scoring 70 points, the highest points collection since 1960, mother effing six. Well, we can't beat 13 points with the Jets offense these days. So it's tough. It's a tough loss. I know that you're probably having a tough time. I know it's tough for me. I know a lot of people say to me sometimes, you know, Green Bean, not everybody can be like you. Like what do you mean like me? Well, what does that mean? What do you mean like me? Like, no, not everybody can just let it roll off. I don't let it roll off my back, man. This is bullshit is what this is. I'm pissed. And I'm disappointed and I'm sad. The only difference is I choose to wait till it's over, until I let it sink in. You know what I mean? And, dude, this is my 41st year as a Jets fan. 41 straight years of watching, every game. When I lived up there, I went to every home game from, I don't know. I mean, honestly, I had season tickets for like 6 years. I bought 4 off this guy for like 6, maybe 7 years, something like that. Sat in section 311, row 22, I think it was, in the old stadium. But, even when I didn't have season tickets, I went to every game. It was easy then. You know what? Here's a funny story. Back then, the Jets were so bad for so long that this is true. We wouldn't even buy tickets. We had there was 6 of us, 5, 6, 7 Jets fans that would go to the game every week. Joe Patty, Joe the Cop, my friend Anthony and Ronnie, who I told the Dennis Bird story, those guys, my buddy Baden. Maybe there was only 4 of us. Our girlfriends, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Joe Conti, Joe the Comic would come. Bobby Ferraro, right? Those guys. A bunch of paisans. That's what it was. So we would just not even buy tickets half the time. And this is real. We would wake up Sunday morning, and one of them would look in their mailbox, and it would be Jets tickets. This is the truth. The truth. Be like, oh, I got 3. I got 2. That's what we would do. And back then, the stadium wasn't always packed, so you just sit together, whatever. Somebody's like, that's my seat. It's like, well, there's 3 right there. Just sit there. We're going to sit together. All right? Yeah, all right, whatever. That's the way it was. It's a whole different thing. It's a whole different thing. So I would go to all these games. Believe me, I was of the ilk at one point in my Jets fandom that I would get into fistfights with other fans. I mean, number one, I don't fight anymore, partially because I'm old and frail, probably. I don't know how frail I am. I haven't been in a fight in 20 years. But, I'm probably frail. I go, oh, my jaw. I don't know what'll happen to me. I haven't been punched in a long time. I used to get into fights. I got into a fight with an umbrella one time. I had an umbrella. I was poking someone with an umbrella. You believe that? It opened up. It was a whole stupid thing that happened. That was Buffalo. Buffalo fans, if you're out there, buddy, I'm really sorry for poking you in the chest with that umbrella. But, dude, it's frustrating. You just get to a point, though, where you just kind of, you try to stay positive for the team, right? We got talent. This Jets team, everybody, has more talent than we're used to seeing. Whether it's Quinnen Williams, Sauce Gardner, Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, AVT, Becton, although the safety today, we'll talk about it. But it's like, there's talent everywhere. Usually we don't have that. We just have, we're just hoping. We're hoping that Elijah McGuire is going to turn into something. You know what I mean? We're hoping that David Clowney or Stevie Anderson is going to be something. Now we got studs all over the place. We can't put it together, so we have to figure out what that is. But it's like, I don't know. We just, being miserable, it's a choice, I think. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you should be. I don't know. Maybe everybody can't be like me. I don't know. Maybe you're not as tired as I am. I'm exhausted with this freaking team. But here we are, man. This game, just like I'm telling you, it's 2022. Where you're staring at a game and you're watching and you're just lifeless. And you're like, if there was a shred of life on the offensive side of the ball, this game is cake. If we had just a little something, we win this game without a problem. So what is it? I don't know. We're going to talk about it. Before I get into all that, I do want to say a few short things. Number one, I would really appreciate it if you go ahead and give me those milk thumbs. Yeah, milk thumb time. That's what you got to do to show YouTube you appreciate the channel and the way you can help me grow. If you have not subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I really do appreciate it. Again, it's all I can do. It's the only way that they tell me I'm doing okay. And I only have one more week before I can reapply to YouTube. I'm in YouTube jail, as you know. We got to get us out of there. We got to you got to let YouTube know. Subscribe and milk thumb that thing. And then they'll know, hey, maybe we give this guy another chance, even though I didn't do anything in the first place. So, I'm innocent. I'm telling you, I'm innocent. It's one of those. It's like Shawshank. Everybody's innocent in here. Well, I really am. I'm innocent, I tell you. I want to remind you of our sponsor, the one and only all-natural testosterone booster, Testosil, which for all Green Bean viewers, you will get $10 off your first bottle, and they'll throw in an additional free bottle that extends. If you buy 2 bottles, you get 2 free bottles for Green Bean viewers by either clicking the link in the description, it'll take you right there, or if you're floating around the Testosil page, you can go ahead and type in the promo code at checkout, GreenBean, and they will do all of that for you. $10 off and a free bottle. Best deal in the world, but what makes it even better, if you don't like the product, they offer a full money-back guarantee. Guys, if you're thinking about it, men start losing their testosterone as early as their mid to late 20s. You get up to 50, you wonder what the hell's going on. Maybe this is for you. If you're going to go in that realm, why not get a deal? Use the promo code GreenBean. Thank you, Testosil. Guys, let's talk about this one. Being episode 132, let's talk about a player who's kind of in the news today. Just so happens to be number 32. Third-year running back, Michael Carter, who, I got to be honest, I'm a fan of, and I think we're misusing this young fella, but he might think so too. See, during the game today, Michael Carter has been kind of consistently he's been used as our third down back. And we always see third down, so he's in there a lot. We never go first, second, first. We just don't do that. It's not what we want. He's not really being used all that well, in my opinion. They're not doing too much. He had a really nice blitz pickup today. But I didn't really see too much from Michael Carter. But on the sideline, he was caught having an argument, getting in the face of his running back coach, Taylor Embry. Michael Carter's seen screaming at his his running backs coach, Taylor Embry, and Xavier Gibson has to get in between them. And Michael Carter was fired up. Now, we don't know exactly what was said, but he was asked about it afterward. And he says this. So Michael Carter has this to offer everybody. He says, we're just two competitors that really love to fucking win. So Michael Carter's still fired up, clearly. Dropping the F-bomb. We want to go win. And we want everything to be perfect. So it was just a miscommunication on something that had happened during the game. We hashed it out right away. We continued playing on. That's what happened. It's not as big of a deal as it looked. Maybe it's not as big of a deal as it looks. But when you get in someone's face and you're yelling, especially somebody who's in a position of authority like a coach, it's kind of a big deal. All right, Michael Carter. Now, he also added, I'm 24 years old. I got to control myself a little bit better. And we know Michael Carter is a little bit on the emotional side, right? We know that. He's kind of responded to things before. Nothing crazy, but we know things get under his skin a little bit. So he goes on and he says, also, I want to say that there's people that are going to say whatever they want about me and whatever they want about the game, but they've never strapped it up and played NFL football. You really got to live this life, and they can't relate because it's an emotional game. When you really love what you do, it means everything. That being said, I do have to keep my cool. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. Now, I have no problem with my players being passionate. I have no problem with my players speaking up. And honestly, I really don't have a problem with players saying to the coach, dude, what we're doing isn't working. Why are you rolling that out again? If that's in fact what happened, I don't really know. But it's an interesting thing. Glad they hashed it out, but I want to point something out. And we talked a little bit about this in the game. Now, just to add, I'll get right back to Michael Carter. Garrett Wilson was seen having a little bit of something with Hackett and Wilson, too. Zach Wilson, that is. But Hackett didn't even look up at Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson was pointing at the little Microsoft thing, and he was waving his hands around and everything. Now, it looked like a little bit less heated maybe than the Michael Carter piece. But our young stars, our young athletes, they're not exactly psyched with what we're seeing. And it coincides with our position out here as fans. We're not loving it, man. We're looking at things. And I talked about it last week on the Talking Jets panel. Dude, why we see things. There are things, whether it's player, personnel usage, whether it's the game plan. Like, for example, that the Pats were going to stack the box. Why? Because they've done it 4 times against Zach Wilson. That's what they do. The game plan against Zach Wilson, and Belichick kind of wrote the book on this, which is make him beat you. That's it. If Zach Wilson can beat you, then fair enough. Good game, Zach Wilson. Take away the running game. Take away everything else. Make Zach Wilson beat you with his arm, and he can't do it. So that's what Zach Wilson has played the Pats 5 times, and he's lost 5 times. So what are you going to say to that, right? So there's this very simple thing here. If they're doing something that like running into the strength, just like last week against the Cowboys, we're running left side. It's like that's the weakness of our offensive line. Why are you doing that? And can say, okay, you did it a couple times, not working, change it. Nope. They just keep playing the role, staying the course. I don't like it, and we see it, so I can understand if players are seeing the same thing. Like, dude, we need to change something. This is open, X, Y, Z, whatever it might be. So I don't know exactly what's happening, but you can see it. And there are cracks in the character piece of this team. High character. Well, high character also means, dude, I'm going to stand up for myself. Now, I'm not going to maybe be a punk and ask to be traded and all those kinds of things, like in a win streak, stuff like that. At the same time, high character means high expectations, work ethic, and realizing when their careers are being put on the line. So going back to Michael Carter arguing, and then you can include Garrett Wilson into this. Last year, since we are back in what looks like 2022, it was early in the season last year against the Cincinnati Bengals, where Quinnen Williams had enough of whatever it was that White Cotton, the defensive line coach, was saying. We now know it had something to do with blitzing and so forth, as opposed to just relying on the 4-man rush and backing dudes up into coverage or what have you. And he completely lost it, which is uncharacteristic of Quinnen Williams, quite frankly. We've never seen it before. We haven't seen it again. But everything changed from that game. A player standing up, a respected player standing up and just dropping the chips on the table and saying, no, enough, changed our season. So could that be what we're seeing now? I don't know. Could that be? Are we going to turn it around? I don't know, man. The Chiefs are dropping 40 plus on the Bears, so it doesn't look like that's the best team to turn it around against. But who knows? Who knows? So more will be revealed, I'm sure. I'm glad they hashed it out. You don't want to see it crack and fall to pieces. That's one thing. It's one thing to lose games. It's another entirely to see the whole thing crumble. especially this early, week 3. You don't want to see everything crumble, but I'm glad to see players stand up for themselves and say, no, unacceptable. We're not just doing this. Everybody here knows how to play football. Yes, you're the one that makes the decisions, but dude, you're making stupid decisions. Okay? And I am pissed about it. Good. Speak up. I like it. I don't like seeing the fight, but I do like seeing the speak up. How's that work? I don't know. We'll see where it goes. So what else we got today? Zach Wilson, everybody. What do you think of this guy? Huh? Now, we're going to point something out here. The biggest bust in NFL history is widely considered to be Jamarcus Russell. Now, Jamarcus Russell was the first overall pick in the 2007 NFL draft. Now, there's famous stories about Jamarcus Russell where he was given a DVD about the game plan and the coach said, watch that, get back to me in the morning. I want to know your thoughts. He said, no problem, coach. Came back the next day. He said, I love it. I agree with everything you put on there. It's perfect. And it was a blank DVD. So the coach then knew he wasn't even watching it. Right? So there's stuff like that. Now, that's not going to happen with Zach, I don't think. But he's known as a high work ethic and all that sort of stuff. We won't see that, but there's something alarming I want to show you. Now, Jamarcus Russell collectively played 25 games for the Oakland Raiders. 25 games. He played 4 games his rookie year, 15 games his second year, and 9 games his last year that he was with the Raiders. He had a 54.5 completion percentage, 53.8% completion percentage, and a 48.8% completion percentage. So that last year they were just done, right? Now Zach Wilson is right there at 54% average. He's just kind of right in that same pocket. You know, there's a little bit higher maybe, but he's right in that same range, that 54 point whatever percent completion percentage range. Now, Jamarcus Russell had 2,400 yards in his best year. Zach Wilson had 2,300 yards his best year, which was his rookie year. Last year, he had 1,700 yards, and this year he's got 303 games, 310. So it's kind of, it's kind of similar. But here's the eerie thing. Zach Wilson just played his 25th game for the New York Jets, okay? He played 13 his rookie year, 9 his second year, and he just played his third game this year. So if my math's correct, which is not guaranteed that it is, what's that? 22, 23, 24, 25. 25 games. The Oakland Raiders saw enough of Jamarcus Russell to say, done. We're not doing this anymore. You're abysmal. Now, Zach Wilson's numbers are right there with him. He's got a little bit more yards. You give him that. The touchdowns to interceptions are... Jamarcus Russell had 2 touchdowns, 4 picks his rookie year, 13 touchdowns, 8 picks his second year, so he had some hope. 3 touchdowns and 11 picks his last year, so it was a little bit more dramatic, right? But Zach has 9 touchdowns, 11 picks his first year, 6 touchdowns, 7 picks his second year, and 2 touchdowns, 4 picks this year. And we know the Dallas game, whatever, at the fourth quarter, 3 picks. But you just collect it. You just collect it all, and it's eerily similar. The biggest bust in NFL history. Again, every team has their own. We have Johnny Lamb Jones and Vernon Golston. The number 1 overall pick quarterback, widely considered the biggest bust of all time. Zach Wilson, 2nd overall pick quarterback, is lockstep. Teeter here, teeter there, little better, little worse. It's lockstep with that bust. When do the Jets make the decision to pull the plug? Now, the interesting thing, we don't have anybody to pull the plug to. And that's a major misstep by this organization. You guys know I'm a Joe Douglas supporter. I think he's done some great things for this organization. I mean, look, even the hope of this organization is different. Obviously, the talent level is completely different than what we're used to. But, dude, he's not. The offensive line and the quarterback thing this year is alarmingly bad. And the fact that we wasted the last 13 days, when Aaron Rodgers went down by the end of that game, they should have had 2 or 3 candidates that they were already negotiating with. That's the way it should have went. And we don't. So now we have to waste more time in the event they do pull the plug on Zach. We got to let somebody else come in and learn the offense, and it's not optimal, all right? Now, we saw the offensive line shifted around, and I like that. I think, Becton, Laken Tomlinson, Connor McGovern, Tippmann, the rook in there with ABT at right tackle. It's fine by me, man. And let me tell you something. They gave Zach all kinds of time today. They were imperfect. Give them a minute, right? We know offensive lines have to gel and all that. And they had their clams. But overall, by and large, they did a damn good job. He had all kinds of time for most of the day. Couldn't capitalize on it. Now, there's a few interesting things that come out of this. Now, number one, if you're not watching the stream with us, if you're not at the game and you're home and you're not hanging out with us on our stream, I don't know what you're doing, dude. We're having a great time. It's so much better to be with each other than it is to be alone. But boy, oh boy, were we working overtime today, man. And let me tell you, we got the positivity rolling, and both times we did it, the Jets scored. We're trying, man. We try to stay positive in that stream. Sometimes it works. It worked a little bit today, and it was a good time. All right, but we're going to start this damn drive. Everybody's going to say, I believe in Zach, okay? I mean, what else? I believe in Zach. Let's go. Put it in the chat, Jeremy. Let's go. I believe. That's right. Teen Bean's in. He believes in Zach. Javier's in. Let's go, Zach. I believe in Zach. I believe in Zach. Come on, everybody. Let's do it. 8:57. I believe in Zach. Come on. Send the positive vibes. Hands it to Brees, who breaks it. See? It all starts. 7 yards. 7 yards, everybody. Come on. I believe in Zach. Let's go, Zach. It's all going to happen. Mojo believes in unicorns. Same shit. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go. It's the same. It's just as realistic. Let's go, Mojo. But we can only do so much. We can only do so much. Well, I'm way down in Charlottesville, Virginia, man. What am I supposed to do, right? We can only do so much, but it's good for us. But people are coming out, they're saying things. Now, I'll show you this quote from Namath. Namath has an interesting blurb, and I'll show you this. Joe Namath came out. He doesn't always do this, but he did today, and he says, I'm starting to wonder if Zach's playing like he's being coached. He's making choices that are not intuitive to the quarterback position. Now, I love and respect Joe Namath, but I think there's something inherent in what he's saying that is the truth. Now, I don't think Zach is, I don't doubt that Zach is playing like he's coached. But the idea that what he's doing, the choices he's making is not intuitive to the quarterback position, that's not on coaching. You can see it. They're drawing up play designs, which again, I have plenty of issue with the coaches and the scheme. Plenty. But there were numerous plays where Garrett Wilson's open, Conklin's open, whoever's open. And Zach one of a couple things. One, he doesn't see them. That's bad. Number two, and I saw this a couple times today, just like last year, he's afraid. He seems afraid to let it rip. He'd rather back up and take off and do all those kinds of things. Now, he's not doing the run 40 yards backwards as much. He's doing it, but he's not doing it as much. So that's good. But he's missing. He's not seeing it, man. He's not seeing the field, or he's afraid to pull the trigger out of fear of throwing a pick or whatever the hell it is. Either way, the results are identical, and it's bad. It's not intuitive, Mr. Namath. It's not. I really doubt they're saying if Garrett Wilson's open on the sideline, at all costs, don't throw it to him. Check down to the tight end on 4th and 10 for 1 yard. Go ahead and do that one. I just have a tough time believing that. Now, the other thing is Saleh came out. He was asked about, I believe it was Connor Hughes. I'm not 100% sure, but they asked Robert Saleh about the support for Zach. And this was his answer.
Talked a lot about Zach's individual growth and you guys seeing his progress. Where specifically have you seen it? Because statistically it's not there, with the completion percentage is lower and quarterback ratings lower than his first 2 years in the league.
Yeah, for sure. No, that's fair. It's like I said, I can get into a long dissertation about what we're seeing. Obviously, I think obviously his pocket presence to us has been so much more improved. His accuracy is much improved. His decision-making is much improved.
You know, you hear it, and I don't even disagree. I don't even disagree with a lot of that. But dude, the results are identical. It looks and feels like 2021 with Zach Wilson and 2022 with Zach Wilson. So something needs to be changed. You can't just stay the course and slowly wait till this kid gets his head out of his ass, in my opinion. You just can't. You're going to lose guys like Garrett Wilson, Michael Carter, Breece Hall, and so many others. You're going to lose them. They're trying. They're playing team ball. They're doing it. As a matter of fact, Garrett Wilson, you can kind of hear it. He's trying to take the high road, but you can hear it. Listen to this.
You know, you work so hard in the offseason. You grind all week. You play, and you feel like you're at a certain level as far as, you know, how you are at football. You know, just, I feel like I'm the best I've been, or I feel like I got worse since, whatever it may be. But, yeah, you know, I feel like I'm in a really good spot as far as my ability, and you know, I don't feel like I've been able to put that on display, and that's for multiple reasons. You know, I don't know what it may be, but I just know I'm ready. I'm going to make sure I continue to be ready. I'm going to make sure that every time I take that field that, you know, I'm confident in my ability no matter what's going on around me. And, yeah, that's how I feel about it.
Again, that's a good young man right there. We love Garrett Wilson. He's a stud among studs. He's trying. He's taking the high road. And he's telling you, read between the lines. I'm doing everything I can here. The ball's not coming. There's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do. I'm trying. I'm going to be ready for whenever the hell the quarterback's ready to actually play football on an NFL level. I'll be right here. I'll be right here. So it's tough. How long are you going to wait? How long? What are we going to do? Now, what are the solutions? Cam Newton's out there. You think I love Cam Newton? I don't. He's old too. But he's out there. Carson Wentz is out there. Clearly something's wrong with the guy because nobody wants him. He had 27 touchdowns and 7 picks his year with the Colts, and they still traded him. Why? Something's up. But, dude, we need a quarterback to complete passes. That's it. That's all we need. I'm tired of it. We got so much character on this team. Hey, one butthole, stick him in here. Doesn't matter. So they're going to have some decisions to make. I don't know. Again, we're talking about the number one bust of all time. Yes, Ryan Leaf's in that discussion, of course. Jeff George, all kinds of guys are in that discussion. When you look at the guy that most people say first, Zach is right there, and they happen to be at 25 games. He's right there. When Oakland said enough is enough, Zach's right there. What will it take? I don't know. I don't know. Now, we can look, too. There's bigger problems. Not bigger, but there are more problems. Let me just say it that way. Let's talk about personnel usage. And for that, let's get into the intelligent gripe. So we talked about it a lot last week. We didn't understand why CJ Uzomah was being used on run blocking, pass blocking so much when he's doing such a below average job at it. We thought we were going to see more Ruckert this week. Saleh even said as much. You know, Ruckert's got to be playing more, whatever, all the kinds of stuff. That's not the only position. We also wondered where the hell Mecole Hardman is. We're seeing a lot of Randall Cobb. We're seeing a lot of, Lazard. We're seeing a lot of these guys. Where's Mecole Hardman? Where is he? Why did we sign this guy? He's the fastest guy on the team. He's got a beautifully robust NFL resume. He comes over to the Jets excited, and he's wearing a jacket on the sideline. It doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe we use him more. We got to get him involved, right? So let's look at how we adjusted this week. We thought we were going to see more Ruckert, less Uzomah. The 5 plays Ruckert played in Dallas, he was laying people out. Uzomah's getting laid out. So we said, okay, clearly they're going to make this adjustment and we'll have a good time. Uzomah played 27 snaps today. Okay. How many did Ruckert play? Same? 1. So they did make an adjustment. They went from 5 plays to 1 for Jeremy Ruckert. Now, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is, especially when the Patriots are stacking the box, trying to take the running game away, and you've decided that we don't care. We're going to just do that all day anyway. Breece Hall had 12 carries. Dalvin Cook had 8 carries. Bawden had a carry. I think Michael Carter had a couple carries. So we tried to establish the run without our best blocking tight end. It doesn't make any sense. What about Hardman and Cobb? Let's compare them. Cobb had 44 snaps today. Hardman, 2. Now, interesting thing about Cobb, he did have a couple of plays, a couple where he was supposed to be the lead blocker, got completely crushed. That one would have been a first down. I believe it was Dalvin Cook. Crushed, sitting, like pushed. You know, like when somebody gets pushed backwards and they literally fall on their ass? That's what happened. So Cobb had a couple nice plays, got us in the red zone there, whatever, down at the 5-yard line, something. Fine. But at 44 snaps, the rest of it was kind of blasé at best. Where is Mecole Hardman? Where is Jeremy Ruckert? Yes, we saw the flip of Breece Hall getting the ball more. Great. Again, he's running into 8 guys in the box against 5 offensive linemen. You're going to lose. He had a 1.8 yard per carry today, I think it was. What do you expect? He had 18 yards on 12 carries. It's crazy. So what is this? What's this personnel? So look, you got a team that refuses to bring in a quarterback. So Tim Boyle's it. Clearly, they don't believe Tim Boyle's an upgrade over Zach because Zach's out there. So they think they really do believe Zach's the shizniggle. Maybe they just really believe that. Or they know going to Tim Boyle ain't going to save the day. But they won't bring in a quarterback. So their reluctance to veer off of Zach is one thing. But then you look at the player personnel usage. Hardman sitting on the bench. Ruckert sitting on the bench. Why guys, in my opinion, with inferior skill sets are out there playing. I don't know. Shit, if the Dwayne Brown thing didn't happen, we wouldn't even be seeing Tippmann. So something's up. And this is where the Namath comment about coaching starts to take a different shape. Not that he was talking about this, but it does. It just paints a picture. Now look, like I've said before, I like that Robert Saleh is more deliberate. I like that Robert Saleh doesn't get caught in the emotional whims of the environment, whether it's the media, us fans. We're nuts, all of us. The whole kit and caboodle, New York City, New Jersey, Connecticut, the whole place is crazy. We know that. So it's good that he doesn't succumb. But dude, at some point, Jeremy from Jets Chaos said it today on our live stream. He said, I've never seen a quarterback play this bad. This is the worst quarterback I've ever watched play for this long. And that is an amazing point, and that is what the problem is, and that is the intelligent gripe. So I don't know, Jets fans, we're going to play KC. They dropped 40 plus on the, I'm watching it. Where is it? It's 41-10 currently when I'm recording this. There's 2-3 minutes left in the game. I don't think the Bears are going to come back. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But it's like, dude, they're scoring 41. We just lost when the defense gave up 13. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. That doesn't mean I'm not rooting. And here's the thing. Somebody said to me today, how can you still support Zach Wilson? I'll tell you exactly how. Because he's got a Jets helmet on and he's on the field. That's how. I choose to support whoever's on that damn field. If they trot him out, I want him to win. I want him to do well. And I'm going to continue to do that. The season is young. If we do have a season where we work out all the kinks and we got to get it all, throw things in the trash on the front end and we settle down and win, then great. Because we did that in reverse in 2022. We were all hot and heavy this time of year. Maybe not just yet, but almost. We were just ready to go on a tear. It doesn't matter. It's a long season, dude. We got, what is it, 14 games, 15, 13 games left? 14 games left. 14 games! I refuse to be miserable for 14 games. If they make me miserable on a game-by-game basis, I'm there. I'll be fucking pissed off with you. But I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to disregard the coming 14 games. I can't do it. So we're going to be live. We're going to be doing the things. I'll see you on Thursday for the Thursday Thick of It. I hope you have a happy Monday, Jets fans. I hope you can have a good week. Let's see what the Jets do. I loved what they did with the offensive line, and it worked. Let's see if more adjustments are coming. Slow and steady. Baby, slow and steady, baby. We'll see how it goes. Have a great week, everybody. And as always, go Jets.